Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of launching your own e-commerce brand. This is the first part of 3. I'm Charlie, I own my own marketing agency, and this is how I would do the pre-launch for an e-commerce product. So let's get stuck into it. Firstly, before we even get started, you have to sit down and do the business economics. When you find a product that might be okay, you've got to sit down and figure out the price point. You have to make sure that there's enough margin there for you to be able to give away discounts and pay commissions for UGC creators going forward, to make sure that you're not going to make a loss on every single sale, especially in the pre-launch phase. So what I recommend is having a gross margin of roughly 30 to 50% on your product, because then you can feed into that with different referral codes, with different discount codes, commissions, all the rest of it, to ensure that you're being able to give value to your customers and to the people helping you sell your product, but to make sure that you're also not going to go bankrupt. So before you even get to product testing, to make sure that there's demand there, you have to figure out if it's economically viable. Then once you have a certain price point, then you can test. So testing your product and making sure that there's actually demand there. You can do this a number of ways. I'll do up a video and go into it in more depth in the future. But basically, you want to be checking different online forums. You want to be just asking people, ringing up different businesses and seeing what they say, running surveys, looking at data. Looking at Google Trends is a good one as well, seeing what's on the rise and what's not. From there, once you've established that there is enough demand, then we get into the nitty-gritty stuff. A good idea as well when you're selecting your product that you want to sell and when you're doing your testing is that you want to choose a product that has a recurring model aspect to it. So what I mean by this is the likes of, toothpaste or socks or something like that. Something that we use every day, every week on a regular basis that we have to buy again. If you're a Colgate user, for example, you're not worth just a couple of dollars to Colgate. You're worth hundreds, because normally when you get your own toothpaste brand that you like, you stick with them for years and years and years. And so that couple of bucks that you're spending every month, 6 weeks, however long it takes you to get through a tube of toothpaste, you're worth a couple of dollars times every transaction that you make forever. And so, for Colgate, it might cost them $50 to get a new customer, and they're going to lose money on the first couple of transactions, but they know they're going to keep that customer for a very long time and will be able to make their money after that. So that's what I mean by choosing a product that has some sort of recurring aspect to it. It's also handy if you want to set up something like subscriptions going forward as well. So I know a lot of like protein powders and stuff, they will give you an extra bit of discount if you sign up to a subscription to a monthly order. What this means is that it makes it easy for the customer to be able to get what they need each and every month or each and every week, whatever. And it also means that the company has recurring revenue month on month on month, which means that they can have predictable income going forward, which means that they can hedge their bets towards their business, towards their marketing efforts, or scaling if they're looking at a larger warehouse or something as well. It means they hedge the bets, they know exactly what sort of revenue is coming in, so they know what sort of risk they can take going forward and can plan accordingly from there. So once you have your product and you're happy that there's enough demand there and you're happy with your price point, then you build your landing page. Use something like Shopify, which is obviously fantastic. You've probably seen ads for it everywhere, especially if you're interested in business. They normally have $1 a month for the first 3 months sign up thing, which is well worth it for keeping your costs down in the beginning. So with Shopify, you can build your own landing page, and in the beginning, before you even launch, you just want to have a couple of questions to get some details from someone. This will come in handy with further marketing strategies such as paid ads. But anyways, you want to get some basic information off them first before giving them their discount code to their email address. Something else that you'll want to set up is UGC. So UGC stands for user generated content. Basically what this is it's content creators that are generally freelance, and you reach out to them, you have a product that you're trying to endorse. They're supposed to be good at making videos, taking photos of the product. What they do is that normally they will charge a flat fee for X amount of videos, X amount of photos, and they send that content over to you after you pay and give them the product. What you can set up with these people, and not all of them will go for this, but you need to try and find as many as possible. Basically, you want to set up with them where you give them the free product, okay? You absorb that cost first and foremost, and the way that you structure the deal is that they make a commission on every person that uses their discount code. So if you reach out to the UGC creator named Aoife, you might say, hey Aoife, here's a free product. In exchange, I would like for you to make some videos for me. The way that you make your money on these videos is that you'll have your own unique discount code, Aoife10. When someone uses that code E for 10, they'll get 10% off their order and you'll get 10% commission. Now, if you remember when I talked about business economics, making sure that you're happy that there's a high enough margin for your product, well, this is why. You want to make sure that you can sacrifice 20% of the profit without sending yourself under. You're obviously going to be losing money in the beginning when you're giving away the free product, but it's okay, you'll make this back later. A good idea to set up with these UGC creators as well is some sort of like a leaderboard. Make it sort of competitive, where you might email them once a week and just be like, this is the current tally, this is the current leaderboard, and the prize that you will give after X amount of days, let's say you run it for 30 days, 90 days, whatever, the prize that you give could be like a retainer package, which is gold for UGC creators. So a retainer package is basically where you pay them a set fee each month, they deliver a set amount of videos each month. And you'll do this with the best ones because they obviously have the better conversion rates. And you make it a competition so people try even harder than what they normally would as well. And that's also why you give them a commission as well, because again, they're going to try harder again to make as many sales as possible so they can make as much cash as possible. You need to make sure with these deals that you set up with these UGC creators that, one, it's not going to bankrupt you. Two, it needs to be competitive so that they try harder. And three, you need to set up some sort of deal where you can use their content for both organic social media and also paid ads. Normally, they try to charge more for you to use it as paid ads, and there's an expiration date. Ideally, you don't want there to be any sort of expiration date on this content, because if you find a video that converts very well on meta ads, you want to keep using it. Now, normally you can pay the creator again to continue using this particular ad, and there obviously would be a return on investment on it if that ad is generating you a lot of sales, but you'd rather not. So set this up in the beginning. Some more incentives that you can offer the UGC creators as well is you can feature them on your website, you can feature them in your Instagram bio, you could leave them a review, a testimonial, ideally a video one, so you video yourself talking about how great the UGC creator was, because that's UGC for them, which is obviously great for their marketing going forward as well. Now, on the topic of content creation, use tools such as Holo. That's an AI tool where they take product images, make loads of different Instagram-ready posts from it. The likes of Canva AI and Capcut Pro can also do the same as well with products. ChatGPT, Gemini, like, they're okay for image generation, but like, they're not fantastic. So use the likes of Holo AI and Canva and Capcut to generate a heap of content and batch it all out so that you're posting in this 30 days before your launch, and also so you've got more content to continue for the following 30 days. And then you can get more content in ways that I'll talk about later. If you can, try and take images of the products yourself as well, especially if you've got a good phone. If not, find a friend with a good phone, with a good camera. Camera quality of products makes a huge difference between taking something from B tier to A+. Next up, we have ads. So I wouldn't recommend going with like Google ads or something in the pre-launch, because especially for an e-commerce product, no one's really going to buy too quickly. And because the way that you're going about it is with a heap of content on socials, you might as well stick to socials. So you would utilize something like meta ads. So that's Facebook and Instagram. With these meta ad campaigns, if you can, I would sign up with a credit card. They might give you $1,000 to use and might have like 30-day payment terms. You would set up and start the campaign 2 weeks before your launch in order to get pre-order sales. These UGC people that you've reached out to, they will be giving out their discount codes and trying to get people to sign up to the pre-orders. So one, so they can start making money sooner, and two, you can make money before you even officially launch. And so with this 2 weeks idea, you sign up to the credit card 2 weeks before you officially launch. You sign up to meta ads 2 weeks before you officially launch, and then you use that $1,000 to test out a couple of campaigns on meta ads, see what works, see what doesn't, use that UGC that you've gone and collected. And then you can test and see for a couple of weeks what ad campaigns are working and what aren't. The ones that don't, you cut them off, get rid of them, cut your losses. The ones that do work, you reinvest that cash from the shit ones into the ones that were good, that were working, and you scale them up and boost them up even more. Now, hopefully, if you've done everything as well as you can, you've got a good enough product, you've generated enough pre-order sales from the ads and the UGC and just general social media that you can pay off that credit card debt before the 30 days is up. And obviously, you should do that, otherwise you'll wreck your credit history, which is obviously no good. This tactic now is a golden one that I'm pretty happy that I thought up of. So this is an email marketing tactic. So it's email marketing and referral marketing / affiliate marketing. So basically what you want to try and set up is a 3 email campaign when somebody submits a pre-order. So they would have used their discount code to get their pre-order of their product. Because it's a recurring product, they're obviously going to need it again sometime. So what you do is that in order for them to get further discounts on stuff going forward, they need to complete certain actions. So in order to incentivize them to complete these certain actions, firstly, you want to build more goodwill with them. So you've already given them a discount code via the UGC creator. So already they're probably pretty happy with you, and you've given them early access to your product. You send them an email after they have gone and pre-ordered. You thank them for pre-ordering, and you give them a free gift as well. So an example of the free gift is that it shouldn't be something that's too expensive, but it should be a surprise. It should be ideally no mention of it beforehand. You can mention it before somebody goes and pre-orders it. That's up to you. I personally wouldn't, because if it's a surprise, it's more like, oh, that's so nice, do you know? So an example of this would be if you've just gone and launched a sunglasses brand, then you might give them some sort of wipe to help keep the sunnies clean. These wipes would probably only cost you $5 or $10. They're not expensive, and they are necessary, and it's a nice little touch as well. That person is going to be happy with you for doing that. It's plain and simple. The second email that you'll send will again be an email thanking them for their order, telling them that it means so much to you, which it does, or it should. And you also give them their own randomly generated discount code. Now, this discount code they can share with their friends and family. When they do that, and that friend or family uses that discount code, then whoever has used the code gets the 10% off, however much the discount is. But also, the first person that gave the discount code will also get 10% off or whatever. Because the friend or family isn't necessarily doing you a favor, because they may not have seen your stuff before, they may not know you, trust you, whatever, but because they're doing their friend or family a favor by signing up with this discount code, you get an extra customer for doing stuff or work. They get to do something nice for themselves and their friend. And if your product is good enough, just gone and got another recurring customer with very little effort. It might cost you 20% of your product to get that new customer, but that might be a hell of a lot cheaper than you might find with your acquisition via meta ads or acquisition via UGC creators or whatever. Not only that, there's also really low effort. And what you'll find is that some people may not get any additional referrals onto you. Some others might have a flow-on effect, a compounding effect, where one person could be responsible for 100 new customers for you. It kind of works the same as like a family tree. You've got the one person up here, and then there's branches off as there's more kids and grandkids and great-grandkids and whatever. Same sort of idea of how referral marketing and affiliate marketing works. And that's what you'd set up with this second email. Then in your third email, hopefully by then they've received the product, they've tested it out. Your product should have fast shipping, ideally, because that's a big thing that people care about. So hopefully they've received this product by now, and hopefully they're loving it. So what you would do with this third email is be like, hey, I've seen that you've received your product. How are you finding it? If you're loving it, it'd be unreal if you could leave us a review and record for us a video testimonial. If you do, I'll give you a further discount on future products, a lifetime discount, or you'll go into the draw to win something massive, like a holiday to Ibiza or something like that. Only do that if you've got enough people that have pre-ordered and it's worth you doing so. But basically, in order for these people to complete these actions, the incentive has to be of a large enough value so that it's worth recording themselves, because it's uncomfortable and people don't like to do it. But it is gold for you to be able to add more social proof to your social media, get further customers into your brand. So by the end of this email cycle and this pre-launch phase, from the UGC that we've created, from the meta ads campaigns that we've run, from the pre-orders we've sold, to the emails and testimonials that we've gone and generated and sent out, hopefully you should be in good stead to 1, officially launch, 2, have way more customers than you first thought via your referral scheme, 3, you will have built a hell of a lot of goodwill with your customers with your free products and your loads of discount codes, and potentially the draw of something amazing. 4th, and arguably most importantly, you should have generated a heap of reviews, a heap of video testimonials for you to be able to use for your marketing efforts going forward for your brand. All of this is super important towards building a strong brand that's going to last, because most brands die within the first year or two. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the next video, I'll talk about what to do in the first month to 3 months of the launch phase of your brand. If you like this video, give it a like, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.